And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to Gem in Crypto, episode 790. Today is Thursday, September 2nd, 2021. I'm King, here to bridge the gap between community and crypto every day, Monday through Friday at 10ish. And today's top stories of the day: Binance CEO says U.S. crypto exchange will go public in 3 years. U.S. defense contractor Simba Chain raises $25 million to boost NFT efforts. Mayoral candidate pledges to make New York City most cryptocurrency-friendly city in the nation. CoinDesk mutual fund giant Franklin Templeton eyes Bitcoin. Ether trades with planned hires. And last but not least, crypto dead Giancarlo to quit BlockFi's board after 4 months. But first and foremost, of course, let me go ahead and pull up those prices using some of your favorites out there, none other than CoinMarketCap. Today, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these top 10 coins and what they are coming in as. And it looks like Bitcoin, of course, is taking the number one spot. Finally crossed that $50,000 mark again last night. So I know a lot of people are excited about that. We faced a small dip retracement right after that, but Bitcoin's coming in at $49,989, up 5.27%. Ethereum's at $3,775, up 6.62%. And you know what? People are still talking about doing those collateralized loans with Ethereum, how people are still making money, essentially putting their Ethereum up as a loan and taking out a stable coin to either buy more Ethereum or to use it for cash investments or whatever like that. A lot of people are still doing that and making a lot of good money on it. Again, we explained that in our yield farming and collateralized loans section of our masterclass, how to do that with Ethereum. And that's still a very profitable thing to do right now. So a lot of people have been on that. Cardano is at number 3 at $3.02, up 6.86%. One thing I want to mention about Cardano, something that slowly happened right in front of our eyes, was the flippening, people. This is what we mean by the top 10 always changes every cycle. And I'm saying that as we're literally entering a new cycle, Cardano has flipped Ripple. You remember who used to be number 3? Number 3 used to be XRP, which is now at number 6 at $1.28, up 6.6% on the day. But again, Ripple used to be Cardano. So this is what we mean by waiting until some of these coins enter that top 5, which Cardano is officially in as his number 3 spot. Let's now see how well Cardano will fare, not only not having a product, but now I'm guaranteeing it, they have the eyes of regulators. They're about to have all the eyes of all the hackers out there. They're about to have the eyes of people trying to use it. They're going to have scaling. Well, I would say they will have scaling issues, but they don't have a product to have a scaling issue with. But the moment they actually launch a product that people will use, they will have a scaling issue. So one thing I want to point out is Cardano is at number 3, based off of pure speculation, speculative nature of it possibly being an Ethereum killer. I don't think the road will be that smooth, but the speculative nature of it going from $3 to maybe somewhere where Solana is at $100 plus, or possibly Ethereum at $3,000. I know a lot of people want to see that at $3,800 where Ethereum's at. So again, just remind people that flipping literally just happened in front of us, where Cardano is the number 3 token by market cap on CoinMarketCap. But that does not mean that this is the best project out there as far as investment. It just means that they push their way up. Let's see, Dogecoin is at number 7 at 30 cents, up 7.97%. Dogecoin is at number 7 because there's a lot of Dogecoin holders after the last cycle. I couldn't even say that with a straight face. Number 8, Solana is coming in at $117, up 2.67%. Of course, up 56% on the week. This is crazy. And number 9, Polkadot at $32.69, up 10%. So those are the top coins of the last 24 hours. Again, a lot of price movement happening, a lot of chop. But as always, make sure you know what you're trading for. If it's dollars, make sure you're trading for dollars. But if you're trading for Bitcoin, make sure you're getting in and out of these altcoins in time to get the Bitcoin before it starts to pump on you as well. BK Bourne, Best Side Rays, Garrett Myers, Debenham L, J Dean, DC, Timothy Grigsby, Damon King. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello all, welcome to the show. Let's see who else we got. Wendy Nichols, what's going on? Peter, there we go. Make sure you all smash that like and share. Let's see. Yes, Kadeem said, happy $3 Cardano crew. That is right. And speaking of $3 Cardano, you know what? I have to give credit where credit is due. I want to give a shout out to our show sponsor of the day, none other than CryptoVantage. You all know we have an ongoing show sponsorship with them. Of course, if you have not already, you can sign up for the CryptoVantage free newsletter and receive that free cryptocurrency starter guide, the free 2021 cryptocurrency starter guide, where they talk about the 5 top coins that they selected, and their number 3 coin was Cardano. Again, we started this sponsorship with them a few weeks ago now, at the beginning of August, toward the beginning of August, and they had Cardano listed as one of their top 5 coins. I think when the price point for Cardano was still at like $1 or something. So again, this is CryptoVantage we partner with. You can sign up for that free newsletter at info.cryptovantage.com/gentlemen of crypto. And that's also in the chat as well. That's that cryptovantage.com partnership. Again, the link's in the description after the show. And that is our proud show sponsor, where they provide free cryptocurrency news and resources. So if you're thinking that masterclass is a bit too steep, you can find some free news and information on cryptovantage.com. All right, let's see. John Nada said, Hex is the single greatest altcoin that nobody talks about. It is the best performing asset of any class for the last 2 years. It has flipped everything but Bitcoin and Ethereum. Keep sleeping on Hex kids. All right, everything you just said there is not accurate. And that's the problem with the Hex community right there, John. That is not true at all. First and foremost, it's not the single greatest altcoin. It's another altcoin, okay? Like, let's calm down. Has it done very well? Yes, but if you were going to talk about I would say, the last 2 years, that might be an accurate statement, but that's only because part of the last 2 years was the bear cycle. You're including 2019, 2018, 2019, and half of 2020, we were in a bear market. And actually, for most project founders, Richard Hart being one of them, who've been in the market for a while, that was actually the best time to launch an altcoin, 2019 and 2020, because you catch the Bitcoin happening and then the gradual pump from all things rising because of Bitcoin. So perfect example, if you're thinking about launching another altcoin or a cryptocurrency company, you might want to wait until the year 2024 to do it, or late 2023. That way you can build your community in 2024. And then as the Bitcoin happens in 2024, as the price increase happens in 2025, your altcoin project will come away looking like a genius. So no, that is not just Hex doing that. Again, shout out to James for pointing out Hex is doing very well, but I mean, you talk about some altcoins during the 2017 cycle. I mean, they ran circles around Hex as of now. Talk about Verge, no longer doing anything, of course, but Verge had a ridiculous pump in 2017. Stratus had a ridiculous pump in 2017. Neo, Ant shares to Neo. I mean, literally 0.008 cent to $91. So no, it is not the single greatest altcoin that no one talks about. It's an altcoin doing altcoin things when they first created. That's actually a part of the value proposition that Richard actually spoke about on this show, as well as other shows. He was saying, hey, at the price point is at now, and what we're doing with the project, this is the natural and gradual increase for altcoins with communities. That part I did agree with him on, which is why I wanted to have him on the show when I first heard him talk about that. So specifically speaking about Hex, it's not the greatest whatever altcoin or whatever else you said. It's an altcoin that's doing a good job so far. We'll keep monitoring it. And yeah, for those who are in before the 4 cent, of course, they're doing great. And then for those who came in when James first came on the show, I think you guys are up 7 times 7 right now. So again, great as well. But let's not go crazy, because the same people who screaming Hex are screaming Cardano right now. They're saying Cardano is the greatest altcoin in the history of altcoins. And again, the last cycle, everyone was saying the same thing about XRP. So this is what we mean by don't fall in love with these coins, folks. It's very rare that they're going to outpace Bitcoin, or you can actually use something, you can use it for something. A lot of people are going to end up selling their coins. So yeah. Trinity Guyton said it's an altcoin doing altcoin things. Exactly. That's all it is. I mean, I'm glad it's happening, but it is what it is. Yeah, S1 Dubs. You remember Ant shares people. Listen, if we didn't get hacked and kicked out of our account, I was literally going like, what? I'll tell you now, I think I was going 25, because yeah, that was the account that was hacked. I was going like 25, 30K on Ant shares before it turned to Neo, before our accounts got hacked. And essentially we got locked out of a lot of stuff. But yeah, that was going to be a 25 $5,000 bet on a 20-cent coin at the time that eventually rose up to $9, then $81. So yeah, I personally know a lot of people that retired out of the crypto sector from the ant shares and Neo deal. And I would say if we would have got it, then maybe there wouldn't have been this many episodes of Jim and the Crypto. So I'm glad it did not happen. All right, top story of the day. I can't believe I've been doing all this talking and no top story of the day. I thought this would be a short show, but you all know how I get when I'm by myself. Binance CEO says US crypto exchange will go public in 3 years. All right, I am not going to deep dive into the story. The headline is all the sauce. That's all you need to know. Is essentially what it says. Binance wants its Binance.us to close a major private funding round in the next 2 months to become more independent from Binance. Binance's affiliate, United States-based cryptocurrency exchange Binance.us is targeting an IPO initial public offering in 2024, according to Binance CEO and founder Champagne Zhao. Now, this is what's really happening with this story. It's actually pretty funny. Something is going on with Binance, as we keep saying. And the reason why I'm saying this again is because for them to come out and say, hey, we're going to go public is waving the white flag. This is what we talked about. I think this is what the American government wants every crypto exchange and crypto company to do. They eventually want them to go public so they can say, hey, we're having issues taxing you. You guys are private companies. So technically you don't have to provide us with all this information. But if you're public, we can tax you. We can get all this private data and information. It is now available to the public, including regulatory agencies like the SEC, FINRA, and everyone else who monitors these different companies who go on the stock exchange, right? So the government wants these companies to go public. That is the ultimate tap on the shoulder. Coinbase got it. I wouldn't be surprised if Gemini isn't on their way. And we're seeing these companies like Binance try to divert this by opening up and sponsoring and investing in DeFi platforms and protocols, right? The only thing is they're saying this to please the government, but hand clap to CZ and the signaling. For everyone who's really into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency out there, we see the signaling. As we say, most exchanges only last 2 to 3 years before people are done using them, before the government has stuck their claws in them. They want all the customer data information. The exchange has to change the way they do things. They have to all of a sudden offer AML and KYC, and people start to leave the exchange. They have a 2 to 3 year life cycle at best. Binance is essentially saying at the very end of this life cycle, after we squoze out everything we came to squoze and all that's left is a bunch of wallets that may show customer volume, or it looks like it shows customer volume, but in actuality, it could be old customers or customers with multiple wallets. At that time, they said, we'll go public and we'll take the bag and we'll drop it on the citizens of America and whoever else wants to buy this junk exchange by then. So that's essentially what's happening. Binance is trying to make the US happy by saying, hey, leave our regular company Binance alone. Binance.us, fine, we will go public in 3 years. Now, expect a pushback from the government. I don't think regulators are going to be happy with this. They're going to come back. All Binance is doing at this point every day is just stalling. They're just stalling so their DeFi projects can take off, other projects in space can take off. They can move their money. Like we are literally seeing the exit scam of Binance happen right in front of us, right? So every day counts to them as far as additional time. So this right here, them coming out publicly saying that, hey, yeah, we're going to go public in 3 years. That's literally just to buy them another 2 or 3 weeks with governments around the world to say, hey, we already said we we're going to join a gang. We're going to be with the US gang. We already chose which one. We're going to go public. Give us some time. I don't think this is going to hold up with regulators. I think we'll be hearing more news about Binance Exchange and the CEO, specifically of Binance US, coming out with more comments in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Again, I think this is a 2 to 3 week window to get a couple of regulators off them. Then they're going to come right back pissed off, like, hold on. We're not waiting 3 years for some, like, no, we want our money now. So you got to remember, CZ, in 3 years, a lot of these regulators will be running their own private crypto companies based off the laws that they've made. They don't want to stay in office that long. They hope to be multimillionaires by then. They just want to stay in office another year and a half to create these fake laws. So then in the next 2 to 3 years, they can be on the other side with actual stock invested in Binance.us when they go public. So that's the play here. But I thought it was pretty funny that Binance would even come out and tell the government, give them 3 years. I mean, that was literally a slap in the government space. But I am not mad at them. You got to do what you got to do to stay alive and to stay afloat. Yes, Mr. G, the recycling guy, said Binance is the shell corp. Exactly. Binance is definitely the shell corp. That's hilarious. Let's see. G-Man said Binance is waiting to get jumped in. Trinity, you know what? I hate to laugh this, but great point. Can you trust a man named Champagne who's not a stripper? You know what? That is actually a great point. Should have been a red flag right there. All right, let's see. Really quick, you know what, Reggie, I got to comment on this, Reggie Bone. I've seen this from a few different people. I'm almost a millionaire in a hex. That's what's up. I saw a couple other people almost a millionaire or just became millionaires on Wax, and a couple of other projects. The one thing I would tell people is like, what are you waiting for, folks? Have you ever in any other investment or anything else passive, especially, or even active investments or work, have you ever pulled in the same type of ROIs or hauls you're pulling in now? I am all for staying in these projects and seeing where they take off. But if you are making more money than you've ever made, or you already had bigger returns than you've already made, then make it real. Go ahead and convert some of that, whether you want to hold it in Bitcoin or whether you want to actually cash some of it out. You know, make sure you're paying off debt, pay off that house you want, pay off the car note you want, pay off everything you need to pay off, so that everything else literally left in some of these altcoins, even if it's Hex, I made you a millionaire, is play money, right? Make it so that everything left is literally play money on the balance sheets. I just want to make sure I tell people that, because people are always like, yo, I'm a millionaire in this, and whatever. It's like, yo, you got to sell it. You got to make sure you get out of it and get that money first. Secure that official bag before you make those millionaire moves. But if you are in that position, go ahead and, like I said, take some off the top, take profit, pay yourself first. You cannot go wrong doing that. All right, and of course, it's not an investment advice or anything like that. That's just how I like to do things here and there. U.S. defense contractor Simba Chain raises $25 million to boost NFT efforts. All right, I gotta be honest, I don't know much about Simba Chain, so hey, if I'm wrong, go ahead and yell at me in the comment section. However, I don't think I'm wrong on this. Only because I kind of know how these things work. But the $25 million funding round led by Valley Capital Partners would enable Simba Chain to dedicate resources to new trends in the blockchain space. It is something called waste, fraud, and abuse in the military as well as the federal government, and this looks like a sign of that. Essentially, you know, this whole thing with Afghanistan that's really pissing people off, especially tax-paying citizens, civilians like myself, is that we paid all this money over the last 20 years to give away most of it, right? We gave away weapons, equipment, all this other stuff to the Taliban. We literally just raised up the next version of enemies we'll be fighting in the next 10 years, except they'll be better equipped and trained this time. But we did that because it was waste, fraud, and abuse. We had all these military contracts going on. You heard the stories and the rumors. You know, this is $1 million toilet. This is a $300 hammer. All those type of things, right? To me, this is the same thing happening on the digital space. The United States-based blockchain startup Simba Chain, which provides technology for several U.S. defense organizations, raised fresh funds to scale the business and tap new opportunities like non-fungible tokens. All right, just off my first thoughts when it comes to NFTs and defense contracting, I am not seeing I'm not seeing it. Literally, I am not seeing the merge here. I am not seeing. I'm seeing the business play. If you just want to make a business play, if you want to, the American government defense contracts are huge. If you just want to get that piece of the pie without anybody blinking an eye, then I see the play. But as far as this actually being used, I do not see the play. Again, let's talk about Simba Chain real quick. And this funding, the $25 million Series A funding round was led by Valley Capital Partners with the participation of Notre Dame Pitt Road Fund, Elevate Ventures, and Stanford Law School Venture Fund, according to the official announcement. Simba Chain would use the new funding to scale several departments within the company and dedicate resources to emerging trends like NFTs. The company aims to be the tech provider for business enterprises, academic institutions, and others who want to monetize digital and physical assets. Now, it looks like Simba Chain technology is currently being used by the U.S. Air Force, Army, Navy, and Marines, as well as Boeing, and has grown in revenue 360% over the last 18 months and surpassed a whopping 6,000 users. And this is what I mean, people. When they're talking about, Simba Chain, right? I'm not saying what this is. But just using the word Simba chain, they're trying to play off that blockchain technology, right? The blockchain is only as good as its decentralized nature. That is what people keep getting confused. I just actually shout out to Crypto Rasputin. I had a chance to speak at Bitcoin and Barbecue, or Barbecue and Bitcoin, this past weekend. I was able to speak virtually. It was based in Oakland. But one thing, I had to stop a gentleman who was on the panel before me, or one thing I had to, I had to put my 2 cents in and feel what I was correcting, was that they were talking about enterprise blockchains. They even mentioned Hyperledger as being a great enterprise blockchain for businesses. And I was like, says who? I asked the guy, I was like, who do you know who has used this? Like, I don't know anybody who's actually used it or it being a great thing for business. I don't know that to be true. He also mentioned that, he may mention that Bitcoin blockchain was the one and that all blockchains are decentralized. Again, something else I had to correct him on. I'm like, no, all blockchains are not decentralized. That is the inherent nature of Bitcoin, which makes it so powerful. Blockchains like the Hyperledger, IBM, the one he mentioned, JP Morgan's Quorum blockchain, and now this Simba chain is what you call distributed, right? Now, even though you're distributed, doesn't mean you're decentralized. And just because you're distributed doesn't mean that you're actually distributed in a sense that we look at when we're talking about Bitcoin's blockchain. And these projects, like JP Morgan's Quorum, we only had like a few nodes. This Simba chain, if it only has 6,000 active users, I would be surprised if it's more than 100 to 200 nodes. It's probably less than that, which could still make it distributed. You can be distributed across 5 different nodes, but that doesn't mean you're actually decentralized. So again, I'm not sure what type of database this is. They're saying it like it's a blockchain. As you can see here, users across multiple spectrums have embraced and validated the Simba chain model, which simplifies the development of smart contracts. The market has also responded positively to the support of multiple blockchains, including Ethereum, Avalanche, RSK, Stellar, and many others, making Simba chain-based applications simple, highly portable, and sustainable. Again, says who? I don't think enough people are using this. I'm not sure how the United States Air Force, as you see here, in 2019, picked up the Simba chain as a blockchain-based supply chain for the organization. 6 months later, they also, a California-based research group of the United States Navy, paid Simba chain $9.5 million to develop a secure messaging platform on the blockchain for the Department of Defense. So again, waste, fraud, and abuse. Either Simba chain and whoever's behind it, they saw the pimp play. I'm not mad at them. They said, hey, United States government, Department of Defense, they give out money for everything else. Let's tell them we can make them a private messaging app and a blockchain for their supplies, and we can get paid. I mean, yes, but again, it goes back to they're not doing anything unique that Bitcoin cannot solve. You can do supply logistics using the Bitcoin blockchain. It actually works very well since everything's transparent. But let's say we wanted to have our own closed blockchain for whatever reason that still functions as a database just to make things more efficient. Fine, we can use any chain to do it. It doesn't cost 25 point something million dollars to get it done. That's all I'm saying. So Simba chain, shout out to you and your company and these US Department of Defense contracts. But part of the reason why places or companies like Simba chain is winning is because it's a private company who specifically went after a niche, the US government, when in reality, like I said, things like Bitcoin can work the same way. But there isn't no CEO of Bitcoin calling the US government. There isn't a CEO of Bitcoin calling the Navy or the Air Force saying, hey, use our blockchain for your supply chain. But these private and these smaller chains are doing it. More power to them. But again, I'm just not seeing why an NFT thing would matter for this story here. But hey, shout out to Simba chain, getting it done, I guess. All right, mayoral candidate pledges to make New York City most cryptocurrency friendly city in the nation. Oh man, this is crazy. To me, this sounds like all the presidents saying that they were going to close down Guantanamo Bay, right? Or even before that, president saying we're going to pull out of Afghanistan before we finally did it. Like, that's the politician being a politician. Some mayors of U.S. cities, large and small, have been pushing for the adoption of cryptocurrencies or otherwise taking a position in favor of digital assets. Looks like Curtis Sliwa, a beret-wearing Republican running to be a mayor of New York City, said one of the goals of his campaign is to focus on crypto. In a Wednesday tweet, Sliwa said he will be focusing on creating greater financial inclusivity in New York City by opening more crypto ATMs and incentivizing businesses to accept cryptocurrency, according to his campaign website. However, the mayoral candidate currently only accepts donations in US dollars using personal checks or credit cards. So first and foremost, unless he's doing it on the back end, he's kind of telling you like what he's actually going to do. Like we always say, don't listen when people say, watch what they do, right? And a politician, I mean, literally watch what they do. This guy is saying as a New York City mayor, he's going to make New York the most cryptocurrency friendly city in the nation. However, he's not even accepting crypto for donations, the easiest thing to do. Like literally all he has to have is a Bitcoin address at the end of this. And he shows support for cryptocurrency by being a mayoral candidate, accepting it of a major city too, talking about New York, right? Again, this is the founder of the crime prevention group Guardian Angels. He's facing off against Democratic candidate Eric Adams in November. Adams, who's also taking a seemingly pro-crypto stance by pledging to make New York City, quote, the center of Bitcoins. And he won the Democratic primary against former presidential candidate and crypto advocate Andrew Yang in July. Again, people, if you believe any one of these people, then I would say I have an oceanfront property in Arizona to sell you. Like, this is politician. You got one, it's the same, like we see in every election. The Democrats and Republicans are saying they're going to do the same thing essentially, but different on their side. One Democratic is saying, hey, we're going to make this New York City the most Bitcoin friendly city ever. I mean, what does that mean? You give 2 more bit licenses out than that's ever been given out for a whopping total of 15. Or the other guy saying, hey, we're going to make this a cryptocurrency friendly city when I went to. People, tell me how these two individuals, right? These two relatively unknown individuals are going to walk into Wall Street's backyard and do what no other politician has been able to do as of yet. To say, hey, we know this is a banking backyard. We know because of the banks here, you all have been able to accomplish things like creating a bit license and only giving it to 15 companies, and then going to go work at some of the companies you gave it to. We know that you gave Ross Ulbricht a double life sentence in New York when he should have been tried in San Francisco. Like, we know how New York plays when it comes to cryptocurrency, and it's not fair. Yeah, you mean to tell me 2 relatively unknown mayors are going to pop up out the blue and change the entire way New York's doing things? I'm not seeing that happen. I'm not seeing that happen. I'm not seeing that happen. Like, keep it real is not going to happen, at least not the way they're writing it up right now. It's not going to be the most Bitcoin friendly city. New York's going to go to the most Bitcoin friendly city overnight. Yes, maybe it will. When the new mayor who gets there all of a sudden continues to make laws and regulations that make it very hard for normal people to use Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and instead only make it so that bigger organizations and banks can use it legally, as we're already starting to see happen. So yeah, they come and start to shape regulations like that, the regulatory environment like that, then I can see New York becoming the most crypto city ever, the most Bitcoin friendly city ever, once they are in charge of it. But right now, as it stands, it is a bank killer, it's a government killer. They can't control it. You are crazy if you think the United States is going to have a New York City mayor pushing Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Like, no. If that's the case, they might as well push it from the federal level, which they're not doing right now either. So I'm not seeing it happen. But hey, I guess wishful thinking and politicians going to politicians. I'm not mad at that one. All right. They're just like, look, we need these votes. Here was a crazy story. This is crazy to me. I'll tell you why. A mutual fund giant, Franklin Templeton, eyes Bitcoin and Ether trades with planned hires. Oh my goodness, people. When I used to be in the traditional market, I was with Franklin Templeton in 2016. And I mean, listen, no offense to my old financial advisor, shout out to him. He had me clocking a steady 20 to 25% ROI every year. You know, I'm deployed every year. I'm just throwing money into it. When I moved to LA, I had more money than I thought I did, right? I was just like, oh, okay, I could actually I could play around a little bit. I actually lived in Los Angeles and San Diego at the same time. I had a place in both spots. I was doing way too much, but it was a good year. But that was also the same year again, 2016, I started to dive head first into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and all that good stuff. And my mutual fund advisor, my financial advisor for Franklin Templeton, didn't want me to invest any money in the cryptocurrency. It wasn't until after I was like, hey, I'm not really asking you what I'm gonna do with my money. I'm telling you that they were like, all right, well, let's just do a small, let's just do the whole 2%, right? Let's do the whole whatever, couple percentage points. And it was just like, for the most part, I actually did take their advice, and it was the worst advice I ever got, right? It was the worst advice. It was when Bitcoin was 400 bucks, sub 400. It was terrible advice. And even after that year in 2017, when Bitcoin pumped to 20K, and I'm trying to tell my financial advisor and Franklin Templeton, hey, you all need to jump on this. They're like, no, we're good. And that's also when I pulled all my money out. I found in 2017, I pulled all my money out. I was like, all right, I'm done. Like, you guys aren't hopping on the asset. You're watching aggressively increase in the RIs better than any 20 to 25% RI I've gotten from you all every year. And they're still slow to move their feet. All right, this is in 2017, so on and so forth. But now it looks like the $1.5 trillion asset manager is a newcomer to crypto investing despite years of experimenting with blockchain tech. First of all, again, speaking of that crypto and barbecue in Oakland, the panel I was on, same thing the guy said. He tried to do the whole Bitcoin really isn't important. It's the blockchain we want to look at, of course, without talking about any specific blockchain until they mentioned Hyperledger, which was the worst example he could have used. But again, you can see in this story something that we talked about previously. When these banks, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase, or capital management firms or whatever, Goldman Sachs, when they come to this party late, they're going to try to steal the narrative. This is a perfect example. Don't say in the same sentence, oh, I'm a newcomer to crypto, but I've been experimenting with blockchain tech for years. All right, we got to do it. Franklin Templeton, which blockchain have you been experimenting with? Like, it's literally that easy when people try to give you the roundabout. Oh yeah, we've been experimenting. Like, don't do it. Don't do the, oh, I've been in Bitcoin and crypto, all these years, but I just bought in 2019. Then you've been in since 2019. You haven't been in all these years. You haven't been paying attention and all this other stuff. How long have you been actively in the market, paying attention in the market, using the technology and the products? And for places like Franklin Templeton, I will say that they they probably have experimented with different type of technology in this sector, but to kind of come out and say that, hey, we've really been in it, I don't think so, because it doesn't take, you mean to tell me with all their grand resources, a $1.5 trillion asset manager with tons of resources and offices everywhere, it takes them years to see a growth asset? If that's the case, then they're not doing a really good job. I see why it's only 20 to 25%. I mean, literally, it took me 30 days to see Bitcoin, read the white paper, and understand that this was the future and everything going on in this space was the future. But you tell me that these $1.5 trillion asset managers are taking years to come up with the same conclusion. This is them trying to steal the narrative as they try to create a narrative all in the same sentence. So that's not, I mean, look at this guy. They still got the old slave master, the old man on the Quaker box as the as the mascot. Again, this is asset manager Franklin Templeton is staffing up to execute trades for Bitcoin and Ether, according to a series of job postings. At least 2 crypto-focused jobs posted this week. 1 trader and 1 researcher will join the growing investments team with Franklin Templeton's digital assets management division. They got a whole division. Lord have mercy. People, do you not understand? I tried to tell them. I tried to tell y'all that 1.5 trillion could have been a lot more money. But again, it says here we are looking for a cryptocurrency trader to execute trades for several strategies using the largest, most liquid, listed, and tradable crypto assets, e.g. Bitcoin, Ethereum. It says read 1. Again, one thing about this. So 2 things. Actually, I said 1. 2 things. You're going to see a lot more of this. You're going to see a lot more trader and researcher jobs pop up, and companies like Franklin Templeton needing to immediately scale support for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Luckily for those at Franklin Templeton, if you work for them, make sure you let them know we do enterprise licensing here at the Gentleman of Crypto for our masterclass course. That's right. It's not just for individual traders and investors. It's also for companies. That is what it was made for. Because when capitulation happens, as we're already seeing, in places like Franklin Templeton say, hey, we're going to hire a trader and researcher. Oh, by the way, we need to turn 25% of everybody who works here into knowledgeable Bitcoin experts and professionals. We now have the masterclass for you, Franklin Templeton. But let's go ahead and take a look at these jobs. Again, the second thing I was going to say is expect to see more of this: traders, investors, analysts. All these jobs are going to pop up. And when they do, pay attention to the price point. I think These will be some of the highest paying jobs in the next 2 to 3 years immediately, especially in the next 3 to 5 years. But here it is, cryptocurrency trader, Franklin Templeton. Let's see, you know, I love to look at the responsibilities and qualifications because they don't know what they're talking about half the time. Let's see, what are responsibilities? Primary responsibilities: execute manual, automated trades, collaborative team, build and maintain relationships in each protocol's community of users, developers, traders, and DAOs. So, hey, someone who's been in the community, who knows people everywhere in the crypto space, this may be something you're interested in right here. Develop and maintain relationships within Franklin Templeton's staff and pricing, performance, accounting, tax, and risk departments. All right, ideal qualifications. Let's see, knowledge and passion in blockchain protocols, digital currencies, and the new businesses they enable. One thing we've already said before, again, your resume as far as how you trade, they're going to want your wallet. That's one way to show it. If they say, hey, show me your trading right now, I think Bybit's having another 7-day competition going on as far as ROI. Go in there and start making some 100x trades. Wait until you see some good dips and some good entry points, and literally don't worry about the amount you're making. Just worry about getting your ROI up. That way you can just keep buying and selling once you get ROI. So if you get a quick 3%, a quick 5%, sell it and just log that ROI into your wallet or into your trading history. That way, when someone looks at it, you can go, yeah, no matter how you look at it, what you think about this portfolio, how long I was in a trade, I did a 30-second trade at 100x and I made 3%. I did another one at 60x, I made 5%. I did another one at 40x, I made 8%. You can show that history, you can get one of these jobs, trust me. All right, 2+ years trading operational role within a leading investment or financial services institution. See, this is where they're about to lose people. A lot of the good cryptocurrency traders don't work for anyone but themselves because they're good cryptocurrency traders. Like, for all those people who are in Hex and Cardano, you all are great cryptocurrency traders according to the mainstream. Does that mean you need to work at 2+ years in some financial firm? No, you did your own research and you figured out a good play. Working knowledge of derivative, and futures trading and settlement. If they're talking about derivatives, then you should know that. Let's see, Python programming language preferred. Again, this is where they're about to lose people. The best programmers don't need to trade because they're programmers and developers, and they're making their money in space like that. Some of the best traders aren't programmers and developers, which is why they're making their money trading. Here they are again. We want somebody who's a doctor, who's an astronaut, who'd already been to the moon, who'd ran a Fortune 100 company, and also got $3 billion in the bank. Why do you want to come work for you? You're not, okay, Franklin, I appreciate you looking. You're not finding someone who's a competent trader, who has also worked 2+ years at an operational role at a leading financial service institution and has Python programming skills. Like, and if that's what you want, you're literally looking for someone on Wall Street. Just come out and say that. Say, we want someone who's already on Wall Street who knows cryptocurrency. And you probably can find some people. I'm not sure they're going to be the best people for what you want to do, because they're going to become that same old thought process. But you might as well just say, we want somebody on Wall Street to do this, because again, if one person possesses all these skills, they've already made their money in crypto, and they're not going to go work for Franklin Templeton. That's ridiculous. Let's see, working knowledge of modern portfolio theory, risk methods. Let's see, factor-based investing, bachelor's degree in a quantitative discipline such as economics, mathematics, science, and engineering. I can guarantee you, I don't have a bachelor's degree in a quantitative discipline like this. And I highly doubt there are many traders on this planet in the crypto space who have a better ROI than me, who have done better trades than me. I will literally put some of my wallets to the test on that. But I guess you need a bachelor's degree to do this. Let's see, currently pursuing a CFA qualification. Yeah. So again, this makes no sense. I want to see if they, and they don't even mention it. Here's the worst part about some of these positions with some of these companies. They're telling you, and this is the old school way of doing things. I'm not mad at these companies. This is the old school way of doing things. Hollywood kind of does it too, but after you reach a certain level, you can kind of nip it in the bud. I don't start my conversations off with what I can do for you. I start my conversations off with how much you're paying. And the reason why is because I'm already qualified and competent. I don't need your job, or I don't need your work. So again, the person Franklin Templeton is looking for with all of these qualifications, if they can trade competently and they can code, they're a developer and they're a trader, they don't need you, Franklin Templeton. you need to start off this job application with how much you're paying people, because nowhere on that did I see the price range of what people expect to get paid. Yet you want people who are this competent and this qualified to stop what they're doing to come work for a company to check in with a boss. And like, what? You're not even saying how much they're gonna get paid? Like, no, that's the old way of doing things. The new way of doing things, if you're listening, let me alert you, you might want to start your conversations off with the ROI, what the business aspect of it is. Because that old school, oh, well, we'll tell you how much the job pays after we interview you, or we'll tell you how much the job pays in 2 weeks. It's like, no, I'm good. Like, peace out. My time, my 30 minutes isn't worth you telling me in 2 weeks how much the job pays. But good luck getting, again, competent and quality people to work for you going about it this way. And again, the second thing is a research analyst. Again, it shows you the responsibilities and qualifications, 2+ years of equity research or investment analysis experience. Let's see, passion for blockchain protocols, Python programming language. Again, why is your research analyst, they don't need to know how to program. I would say that if they know how to understand it, that's the most important thing. You're an analyst, you're not a developer. Let's see, you have strong database skills. Let's see, bachelor's degree again in economics, mathematics, science, and engineering. Looking at, oh, I get it, Franklin Templeton. They're using Benjamin Franklin as a as the avatar, people. That goes to show how old this mindset is at this company. It's 2021. Bitcoin's at 50K. They watch their contemporaries in Bitcoin. They're just now getting in. So I'm not mad at Franklin Templeton, but if anybody who works there are listening, you may want to seriously reconsider how you're going about your hiring process, because everyone at every good company knows the hardest part about companies is hiring good people. Literally every CEO would tell you the hardest part about a company is hiring a good person. So hopefully they figure it out, but that's kind of, I mean, it's laughable to me. You're not, the person you're talking about, you need to be willing to pay them at least, I would say at least 250K a year. 250K to ensure that they're going to be trustworthy, that, because listen, you hire someone who knows how to do all these things, they know how to trade, they know how to program, they know how to do this, they know that. You're probably about to get hacked. You're probably about to get scammed from the inside. It's about to be like, that's how a lot of these hacks happen. There's inside plays. And that's because they're hiring overqualified people and they're not paying them enough. Now they're in these positions with the keys to the kingdom. So Franklin Templeton, yeah, it looks like Trinity said they went to Investopedia, took out a bunch of words and just put it in the job description. Basically, that's what happened. Jam said the same thing. That's how you know the recruiter who built the job requirements don't know the space. Exactly. It just doesn't make sense. You know what? Hexlow Day 3 OG, I'm actually with you. I'm holding off until post-chain doubled and breaking some off. All right, now there we go. That's what I'm talking about. That is a great exit strategy. At least we're taking some out of the top. For those who are in Hex, they keep talking about post-chain, right? If post-chain launches and does what it's supposed to do, or even if it just launches and drops because everybody's going to sell everything, either way it goes, I agree. I think that's when Hex would probably be at its all-time high. The key about Hex to see is after post-chain, will it continue to pump? If so, that shows good fundamentals. Or after the post-chain, will the entire project start to dip? But I agree with you. After the post-chain launch, it may be a good time to take something on the top. Let's see. BTCJ said King went to that barbecue panel with all the smoke. So for anybody who saw that panel, I did not mean to come out with smoke the way I did. What it was, we were having audio issues. I was only supposed to be there for 30 minutes. I ended up standing by for the first 30 or 40 minutes and was only able to speak for the last 20, 25 minutes. So it actually went on, an hour. I didn't plan for that. But by the time I got on the first 20, 30 minutes, the other panel members had their chance to say what they wanted to say. And they were just feeding, information from somewhere, but it's not the crypto information that I saw in my own research. So I had to jump in on that panel and just, hey, I don't want people to get the wrong idea about me. You know what I mean? I had to let them know. Let's see. All right. There we go. Jam said, facts, I'm out. Every day I look at my wallet is another day I'm closer to never working again. 2 years trading for a bank. Nah, I'm good. Exactly. Like, here's my point of that. Myself and Bitcoin Zay, like for the most part, we're pretty qualified. I think Bitcoin Zay even has a degree to match it, right? I think he actually does have a degree in technology or computer engineering or something. You know me, and I got my 2 humanities degrees. Listen, you can write a 20-page paper. If you can prove it right in your own words, you can get a B, right? But no, I got humanities degrees. I think Bitcoin Zay actually has a degree for this. But literally, you see us every day doing our own thing. Why would one of us stop everything? But, oh, okay, I guess I'll go work for Franklin Templeton 40 hours a week. Like, what are you talking about? That makes 0 sense. But yeah, I don't get it. Let's see. Last but not least, want to talk about this false. I'm not sure who gave this guy his name. I was going to say false flag and name. Crypto dead Giancarlo to quit BlockFi's board after 4 months. That's right. The departure comes as BlockFi faces mounting legal pressure over its flagship interest-bearing crypto accounts. People, something we told you about, something we also mentioned in the masterclass. I know those crypto-bearing interest accounts are amazing at BlockFi. Many other places have them. I think Next will have them. 7% here, 12% here. Essentially, all you got to do is leave your crypto on the platform. There's a reason why you are getting 12% ROI on your money for leaving it on a platform. Simple as that. Of course, I hope it works out, but if something were to go wrong, like these are one of the signs of it. If BlockFi is already facing this legal pressure and regulatory pressure over these interest-bearing crypto accounts, some things that could possibly happen is the United States comes in and freezes all the accounts, right? Because the thing is, they're going to work. BlockFi is going to work with the government. They're not going to push back. They're not going to fight back at this size. They're going to work with them. So they work with the government. Then, of course, they'll freeze those accounts. And in order to get them back, you have to do some type of KYC AML. And then you'll go through this extraneous regulatory process. Or even worse, something happens to the platform, you just can't access the funds anymore. Something like we saw with Binance the last 2 or 3 months for the most part. But the part of this story that's important is that former chief U.S. commodities regulator, Christopher Giancarlo, the one who made a bunch of laws and then went to go work for a private crypto company, and for some reason got the name Crypto Dead from a bunch of news sources. No one in the community calls him that. Has resigned from BlockFi's board of directors after only 4 months, CoinDesk has learned. It's not immediately clear why he's left. He didn't respond to multiple requests. But this made me think about what Bitcoin Zay said. What if these regulators are literally doing the revolving door routine and they're not working for the companies? They're not even trying to line their pockets to the fullest extent. They're just trying to get a little taste. Excuse me. They're just trying to get a little taste of that action over there. And they're trying to go right back to the regulatory side. And it's actually a honeypot for cryptocurrency companies. I remember Bitcoin Zay said that this looks like this. It's one or the other. It's either a honeypot where these regulators are coming over here to learn as much as they can, to get educated, like I said, to get a little taste, and then go back and run for a higher position in the federal government or in a regulatory agency, or it's to actually stay over in the private sector, and they're actually going to these positions like, holy shit, you guys are going to prison. Like they're actually walking into the door with that type of thought process, because why else would you resign from a board that's essentially just paying you there because of your old title? They're not even paying you there for nothing new you're doing. They're paying you there because you're a part of the gang, right? I don't know, maybe Giancarlo was like, I thought you guys were gonna put me to work. You don't use me enough, I quit. I highly doubt it. I think he was able to see what he needed to see. And he was like, oh, I did not know it was this deep. He was like, yeah, man, I got a family, I got kids. I just got done being a regulator. This ain't for me. He's either backing out gracefully, or as Bitcoin Zay mentioned, it was a part of the government's honeypot to begin with. What it was, some type of underground operation, Operation Key Leader Engagement, Operation C-Suite Swap. Get all the regulators to work for crypto companies and figure out how they operate and come back. Who knows? But the point is, Crypto Dead said, I'm up out of here, BlockFi. I don't know what y'all doing, but I am gone. All right. Other than that, that is the show for that. I see y'all laughing. Look, don't laugh at me. That's what the government do. Listen, watch C-SPAN at 3 a.m. I don't even know if it still come on at time. Watch C-SPAN at 3 a.m. and watch them talk. And they like, I don't care if it's a nickel bag sold in the park. I want in, right? All right. Other than that, that is the show for the day. Last couple of quick comments. Jam said, facts, because it happened. It's happened to too many times in the last few months. Where there's smoke, there's a fire. Multiple regulators and multiple companies. Right. Something's going on. Regulators keep jumping into these positions and leaving them. You are right. Something is going on. Too much for you. Okay, said he saw the dead bodies. Said he's probably gonna go snitch on that company. Yeah, Rendo like Denzel. Oh, appreciate that. Rendell's like Denzel said that BlockFi credit card too good to be true. Yep, there we go. BlockFi got a tap on the shoulder. Some people about to abandon ship. Yeah, Rendo like Denzel said, all these crypto influencers shilling BlockFi too. Here's a good way to see which influencers are shilling what. Just look at the affiliate links, right? Look at all of our videos since the beginning of day one. We have never done any affiliate links as far as if you go to BlockFi and sign up here, you will get, you guys will get $100. We'll get 2% of that. Like, we haven't done any affiliate links. But yeah, that is the best way to see the crypto influencers that are shilling. Some, I mean, you go to some descriptions, they be having like 30 or 40 links. Like, here's my Coinbase link, here's my BlockFi link, here's my Nexo link, here's this link, here's that link. So yeah, again, I'm not saying anything's wrong with it right now, but you definitely only want to keep a portion of your portfolio in that. All right, and other than that, I thought today I was going to do a very short show, and I'm going longer, but I don't care. It's all good. We get to talk crypto. And last but not least, wanted to give one more quick shout out to cryptovantage.com. Again, sign up for that free newsletter. We've been promoting it now. This would be the last week, I believe. Is this week? I think this week will be the last week we're promoting the newsletter. Next week, the contest actually starts, where I can't tell you right now, they're essentially going to be doing some type of airdrop. So make sure you sign up for that, get that free cryptocurrency 2021 starter guide. And other than that, make sure you smash that like and share, and we will see you all tomorrow with some more crypto news. Cheers.